I'm sorry to interrupt your lunch, but
oh no, I'm not having lunch yet. I'm on a diet. I don't eat until I don't eat. I have 16 hours. 16 hours of not eating.
Right.
Intermittent fasting. So what you do is you eat your dinner at 8 o'clock, and then you don't have anything else until 1 o'clock the next day.
So does it do any good?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think it's working, but yeah, it's a good diet. Yeah, so, yeah, I like it.
Nice.
It's a rock and roll diet because if you don't get up until 12 o'clock, it's really good. You know what I mean? Well, it's a great diet when you're on the road because you can eat it. Yeah, it's a good diet.
You know, before we start talking about inspirations, you had a big birthday. How does it feel to have the big 7 in your number?
How did it? What you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucky. I felt lucky. I got to the big birthday. Yeah. Yeah. So it's good. Just let me sort out these stupid headphones. Just give me 2 seconds.
No problem.
I'll be with you in a minute. Oh, here we go. That's it. I got you now.
Nice.
See that? Okay.
You know, I got the record. It's
Oh, you got the record. Good.
it's a nice trip even down my memory lane, believe it or not. But was it difficult for you guys to pick the songs?
Not really. No. I mean, everybody put their ideas in, and basically, I picked we both picked the bands, and then we picked the songs, and then I made a short list, and then I picked the ones that would be cool. We rehearsed the songs for like 3 or 4 days, and we tried a few other songs that we didn't use. But I didn't want to play the obvious songs of we could have played. We could have done rock and roll Led Zeppelin, and we could have done Highway Star. I think they're more popular, but I didn't want to do them. I wanted to do songs that influenced us, that inspired us to do certain things.
It's amazing that most of the bands that you covered are from England. I mean, that must have been a hell of a time being there.
Well, I think the 60s in particular was the time of English music. Yeah. With the Beatles and the Stones and all those. Even Jimi Hendrix was basically, everybody thought he was English.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the 60s and 70s. From like 63 up to about 74, it was a massive time in England for music. I mean, most of the big heavy rock bands were English. I think there was a few exceptions, obviously, like Blue Oyster Cult and people like that. But it was a very English sound that was going around at that time.
Did you ever get to see Jimi Hendrix live?
No, I didn't. But I think our guitarist did. I think Paul and Graham saw Hendrix back in the day in some weird place in Yorkshire, Doncaster somewhere, some weird gig. But yeah, I mean, he played a lot of gigs in England in those early days, in the weirdest places, like in the middle of the countryside, some leisure centre Hendrix would play, So in them days, I think the 60s, I think you played anywhere you could, and it's like the studios. There weren't a lot of big studios around, so a lot of these bands used mobiles. I mean, there was Abbey Road, but the Beatles were in that 24/7, 365, so there wasn't a lot of studios. So people started using mobiles. The Rolling Stones had a mobile. There was another one called La Manoir Mobile. So there's a few. We used a couple of them, actually, back in the day. But we never recorded in a big house. We never recorded in a chateau or a big castle or a big manor house. So, when the opportunity came along to do it at this house, then I sort of jumped at it.
Yeah, I would have done the same. Was it exciting for you?
It was really exciting because, we lived there because the lockdowns were really serious in England.
Yeah.
So we couldn't go anywhere. We had to have COVID tests, 3 times, and then we got together and made a bubble, what they call a bubble, and there was nothing open. It was only takeaway food. That's it, and the supermarket. So, we all lived in the house and cooked in the house. So it was very, it was a very sort of, it brought back a lot of memories. And it brought back memories that we didn't have, because we never recorded in the big house. So it was very exciting, actually. The whole feeling, the whole vibe was very live,
How did it feel for you to actually record a Beatles song and sing a Beatles song, properly? We all sing along to Beatles tunes, but this is like serious.
I mean, I saw the Beatles in 1963 for the first time on TV on a local television channel somewhere in Yorkshire where I was born, basically. And, I was like 12 or 13 then, I can't remember. But, it was a big impact on me seeing 4 guys playing music, electric instruments, So I think the Beatles had to be included on the album. So I was just looking around for a song that had a great guitar riff.
Yeah.
I was going to do Help, but Help's been covered quite a lot, Tina Turner and Joe Cocker have done great versions of that. So I did, Paperback Writer was a great guitar riff, really. And if you listen to the song, we sort of, instead of starting it just with vocal harmonies like Paperback Writer, we did a guitar harmonies as well. So it sounds quite old but modern as well, So it's pretty cool, really. And we upped the tempo. I paced it up a bit, and we've used more aggressive guitars, And I think it sounds pretty cool, actually. I mean, I think it's quite a good version because it's rocking,
It's actually the version that the song deserves, to be honest.
It is a version. It's a great song, actually. Great lyrics. They're quite dark lyrics, about some guy that's, a bit messed up. A lot of the Beatles lyrics later on were quite dark, like Eleanor Rigby and things like that. So, I think it was a good choice, actually. I mean, we didn't know until we recorded it. Actually, we didn't know until it came out. Because let's face it, it could be like, like you either love it or you hate it. But, it went straight in the German charts at number 10. So, obviously people, at the moment in this lockdown are looking for something a little bit fun, a little bit not quite so serious,
Yeah.
It's not a Saxon studio album, so there's no pressure, Yeah. It's just a great fun thing to do.
There's one song on this record that I didn't know, and that was the Kinks song.
Ah, you don't know that song?
No, I own records by the Kinks, Lola versus the 8 Man versus Money Go Round and everything, but I've never heard See My Friend.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, there you go, you say. You're obviously not a big enough Kinks fan. The thing is, it's a nice song. It's like a bit of a psychedelic sort of thing going on with it. A bit like Rolling Stones as well. I mean, Rolling Stones, their version of Paint It Black's a little bit psychedelic. It's got like a sitar in it.
Yeah.
But, me and my son worked on the vocal arrangement of that song. And because my son sings with me on this album quite a bit. So, we came up with a nice vocal arrangement, which took it away from the more psychedelic to a more of a, it's sort of a mid-tempo rock song now, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I think it worked really well. I was quite surprised how well it sounded, really.
Well, it's been said that the Kinks invented hard rock with You Really Got Me. Was that the main inspiration for you guys to cover a Kinks song?
Well, it's very tempting to do Really Got Me because everybody's done it, though, haven't they? Metallica, Van Halen. It's a big, and Tired of Waiting, da-da, da-da, da-da. They've done that as well. So I didn't want to do a song that everybody's done before, It's like, all the songs have been done before, but we just wanted to stay within the spirit of the song and do the songs like Saxon. Although the Kinks song is probably the one we changed the most.
Yeah.
Because we put in vocal harmonies and a little bit of a different arrangement.
Yeah. I think for many people, the biggest surprise on the record would be the Total song.
Well, It's only a surprise if you think that, you know, Toto have done Rosanna and Africa, but you know, this was the first time we heard Toto, and that particular song, the way that Steve Lukather plays the guitar riff, you know, I don't know if you're a musician, but I'm sure a lot of people listening, watching are. You know, it's what they call a root and fifth chord. It's just two notes on two strings on the guitar, and you can go up and down really quick. You know, like you know, some of the biggest Saxon songs are played in that style, and we learned that style from that song actually, because he plays it like da da down, da 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 down, you know, and we play like da 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 on 7/4/7 or da 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 on bands played on. So it was really influential in our songwriting style, that particular song. I don't really think the band Toto influenced us in any way, but I think that song influenced the style of guitar playing that we did. And you know, we took the song down to the barest skeleton, and we you know, we transposed the piano parts into guitar, and I sang it really straight rock singing. It's not quite so soul-y, not so R&B as they sing it, and I think as a rock song, it sounds pretty cool actually. You know, without all the frills on the piano, I think it sounds pretty heavy. So I understand that people are a bit shocked because it's an AOR song. You know, it's a very American radio song, but it's an early Toto song. And I actually think that early Toto were much heavier than the later Toto.
Yeah.
The same goes for Kansas. You know, we used to like Kansas as well. And later on, they changed more radio friendly, but I think the early Kansas stuff was great, you know, really rocky. So, yeah, I mean, you know, we put it on because this song, you have to be truthful. You have to tell the truth of what inspired us and what sort of influenced us. And I think that's why the album works, because it's a very truthful album. These are the songs that inspired us to do this or do that, you know.
Is Bomber more of a tribute or an inspirational song?
No, definitely inspirational. The very first tour we ever did, a proper tour of the UK, was with Motorhead on the Bomber tour in 1979. Yeah. And, you know, we learned a lot from Motorhead. That style of playing, you know, really fast guitar licks, you know, shotgun lyrics, you know, Ace of Spades, you know, that sort of singing. So we wrote Heavy Metal Thunder and 20,000 Feet and things like that, being inspired by bands like, especially Motorhead, definitely. And, you know, they helped us in our early career a lot. So, yeah, it's not really a tribute. It's a song that influenced us, definitely.
So, I mean, that was the past, and there's a present. And what is the present of Saxon looking like right now?
Well, at the moment, I'm just finishing an album I've made with my son. So that's going to be coming out next. We're just mixing it now. Again, it's a project in lockdown, you know, we thought we'd do an album together. So that'll be coming out soon. The next Saxon album will be coming out in February. I mean, it's already finished, basically. I've just got to do a few more vocals on it. But it's coming out in February. We've got a few of the big 40th anniversary Castles and Eagles shows to do in January, and then the album will be coming out. And then we'll probably be touring again then, hopefully. Fingers crossed, yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing because I would think that, you know, considering everything that happens right now with the pandemic and the lockdown and the global stop of everything, it's amazing that you guys go out and go like, we're going to be hungry again. We're going to go out and tour whatever it needs to do, you know, to be, and just get the whole motivation back.
Well, we're part of the the whole live environment. We're a big part of that. We're a big live band.
Yeah. And
I think all the bands are from that era that are still around, you know, Priest and Maiden, Saxon, White Snakes, you know, that they still do a lot of touring because, you know, our music is written for live.
Yeah.
You know, we write music to play live, and we always have done. I think maybe in the late 80s, we sort of made more records for the studio. But I soon changed that around again and went back to writing songs that we wanted to play live. And I think that's one of the big keys, is then you don't get too carried away with all the arrangements and the overproduction. We use a lot of keyboards and effects and things to make things interesting, but we don't really, we're not trying to write for anybody in particular. We're not trying to have a radio hit or a hit video on YouTube. We're just trying to write great songs that we can play live.
Do you think that from the back catalog that you have and the new record that's probably coming out, do you think there's ever a chance to hear one of the cover versions live?
Yeah, I think there's some big chances. Yeah,
All right.
I think at the end of the night, if people want to hear I don't know. Maybe we'll do some. I don't know. Our set list by the end of the night is getting pretty loose anyway. So we can throw a couple of tracks in there for fun, really.
What is it like for you to be still on stage for 2 hours singing your guts out? Did it get more exhausting over the years? Or did it get easier?
I don't think singing's that exhausting. It's the running about and moving about that's exhausting, I think.
Yeah.
Singing. I have to concentrate on singing, and everything else I do comes secondary to that. So, which is why we don't really have any sort of set stage choreography in Saxon.
All right.
We just all go for it 100%, and that's Saxon live, yeah. And we come together at certain points in the set. We don't have everything worked out. We might have a couple of things we've done for the last 40 years that we keep doing, But so I'm pretty loose, really. So if it's a big song with long notes, then I can force myself to do that. It's all about breathing anyway, singing. If you have your voice, then that's okay. But you also have to have the lung power as well, to be able to sing. So that's the secret in singing for 2 hours on stage, is being fit enough to keep that up, because it's a bit like jogging for 2 hours. It can get really difficult night after night.
I have one last question. And I'm not getting tired of asking you that, because I bought this shirt 6 years ago at Shepherd's Bush Empire. So it's the Waters of Your Own.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see it big. Show it me again. Oh yeah.
And I know that you recorded the show for a video, but it never came out.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we had this film company that shot it.
Yeah.
And I think they got into money trouble, yeah. And it's still there somewhere. We need to try and get the footage, just the bare footage out. But yeah, it never got made, but it's still there. The company, I think they went into receivership, bankruptcy.
All right.
Later on sometime. And so it didn't get made, but it is there,
All right. I have no more further questions.
All right.
I'm looking forward to the project you do with your son.
Yeah, that should be good. It's a rock album. It's not metal. It's not a metal album, so it's sort of heavy rock. Yeah, it's pretty good. So we write together. I would say it's a bit sort of slower music. More sort of power. More power rock, really. I can't describe it really, I must say. It's just, it's pretty cool, actually. And a lot of the lyrics are obviously about being restricted in lockdown. So, it's going to be a pretty, pretty sort of, never surrender type album, that sort of thing.
All right. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. I'm going to get it anyway. So
definitely.
Stay healthy.
Yeah,
stay safe, because we want to sing along to you guys on stage again pretty soon.
we're going to try and get over in 2022 sometime. So that's the plan.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, maybe I'll come over and hang out with Kicken and a few other guys and have a party there. That would be good. I like coming over to Sweden. It's a nice place.
Yeah. All right. Good. Well, I see you then. Take care.
Yeah. See you cool.
And thanks
Peace and
for
quiet.
talking to us.
See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.